So this type of Maitreya devotion was very helpful for aristocrats of Shilla to create the ideology of unification. And you have a lot of warfare. I mean, what do you believe in? You know, you don't want to die, right? But they created unification. Like you know, they create this ideology of harmony or harmonious community following these Maitreya. So a lot of rulers or military leaders portrayed themselves as living Maitreya figures. So there was a huge devotion to Maitreya among aristocratic people, and the remaining two statues are little evidence of that spirituality. So equally, there was a devotion to Buddha of medicine, especially among lay people. And a most important deity, sort of devotional objects for lay people, including aristocratic people, were Avalokiteshvara. So this one is, it's one of these. So we excavated a number of Avalokiteshvara from Three Kingdoms period. And what does it tell us? That means a lot of people expressed their devotion to Avalokiteshvara. So again, Buddha is Buddha, like it's a divine figure. But Bodhisattva, who are the lay figure, they are very accessible and easy to talk to. That's what ordinary citizens or ordinary devotees were thinking. So among bodhisattvas, as you know, there are many types of bodhisattvas. So aristocratic people, they usually paid a lot of attention to Maitreya, hoping that they are believed, trusted as a reincarnated Maitreyas. But most lay people really devoted themselves to Avalokiteshvara because they can bring most immediate, most effective rewards for most immediate assistance. So when you are ill, you want to get this like sort of a magic jewel that you're holding, and then you can benefit from it. Or if you are in calamities, let's say you ran into natural disaster, again, Avalokiteshvara is there to help you. So there are a lot of devotions. So if you read Kim's essay in one of those readings, she explains well about this devotion to bodhisattvas, especially Avalokiteshvara. And then these type of statues were found in a collection of dozens, a lot of them. I only showed you a few in the class, but they are so many of them and ubiquitous. So you should be able to understand the devotion to Avalokiteshvara, all in Three Kingdoms. Goguryeo, Shilla, Baekje, in all three countries, you have a lot of Avalokiteshvara statues. And then, in relation to Sakkuram, the granite was a major medium for stone carving, in Buddhist sculpture. So this is one example. And then roof tiles, again, it's a secular context. This tells us that high living standards of Three Kingdoms. And then this one too. And then Gyeongju was the capital of Shilla. So this one that you see on, this is the main palace, not very far from the palace over here. This is that 9-story pagoda of Hwangyongsa Temple. And then Arabji is a man-made artificial pond. And this is the Hwangyongsa Temple, 9-story pagodas. But all of these were burnt down during the Mongol invasion. So we only have that stone foundations from the temple, but the entire temple complex. So luckily, astrological observatory called Cheomseongdae was not burnt down, right? Because it was made of granite, the stone, so it remained. So this was made during the Queen Seondok's reign, and it's a stargazing tower. So it shows that Shilla royal families paid a lot of attention to organized administration, so that they can help their people with accurate agricultural calendars or accurate prediction of the future, to a certain degree, those kind of elements. So I want you to, know the context of astrological observatory. So not all objects are Buddhist monuments. And finally, we are coming to Goryeo Dynasty. So water, moon, Avalokiteshvara, you should know really, really well about the iconography of water, moon, Avalokiteshvara. So it's a painting. It's an elaborate process. And then the opulent details of his dress, his gemstones, and all of it really show that aristocratic taste of the Goryeo Dynasty. Things are really glorious and ornate, aristocratic. And then precious materials and great attention to every single details. There was a secular painting in a similar style in Goryeo Dynasty as well. Again, we don't have many surviving secular paintings because the palaces were completely burnt down by the Mongols. So these Buddhist paintings, we actually have a lot of them remaining. A few dozens of it remaining in Japanese temples and European collections. So you can imagine that they had sumptuous pictorial culture of silk paintings, very descriptive, ornate, realistic pictorial traditions. And then this one is, I didn't talk to you too much, but this is cover of that printed sutras. If you make that printed sutras or Buddhist texts, then you need to fold them and keep them in a cover. So cover, they use these magnificent examples, and these are painted on indigo. Indigo is what you know as an indigo plant for your blue jeans. So we got the indigo. Plants are indigenous or growing in the peninsula as well, and then you dye the paper in dark blue, and then you put the gold or silk images on the top, so it creates a great contrast. And then the incense burner, remember, I want you to be able to explain the process of metal incense technique. So it's the same metal inlay technique, not incense technique, inlay technique called sangam. So the sangam technique is used for metal work as well as the Goryeo Celadon porcelain as well. Right? So it's the same technique, different mediums, but same impact. They want you to show the ornate, very attentive details. Movable typesets, the metal typesets are very important, and I want you to remember that it is focused on Buddhist scriptures, not anything else. And then the maebyang, remember the maebyang? What is the shape of maebyang? You should be able to explain. So wide shoulder and tapered foot, and this type of shape is called maebyang, and it's unique to Goryeo Dynasty. Pyun Dynasty, like other Chinese dynasties, they never made this particular shape. So it's very unique for Goryeo Dynasty Celadon. And then they put that inlay decoration in white and black clay. Again, it's called the sangam technique. So you should be able to explain what sangam technique is based on the slide that I showed you here. You should be able to explain the process one by one. So this is the end of my exam review.